All right. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Them Spirits Are Active. And what I mean by them spirits are active, and they're attacking brothers' health, they're attacking brothers' minds, all of us, attacking our minds, our bodies, making us, putting us in certain positions, to where, you feel like you want to snap, and pretty much what it is them spirits are activated out here, and they know they have nothing else, and what they do is they're constantly pushing buttons because they know the things that make us tick. We have strengths and we have weaknesses. They know our strengths and they know our weaknesses, and what they do is they play on our weaknesses, and that's why they're constantly pushing buttons, to get us to snap and do some dumb shit, so that way they can be, then they'll back off and then be laughing. And sometimes too, that's the Lord, putting us through trials and tribulations and different tests, and sometimes we win and sometimes we lose, because we're still in the flesh. And as long as we're still in the flesh, there's going to be battles that we're going to lose, spiritual battles that we're going to lose, and spiritual battles that we're going to win. But through the power and spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the closer we get to the end, the Lord is going to give us more ability to win and to go right through these different spirits, Now, like I said, these demons are active now, and they're going to come all different types of ways. If you have a job that you're good at, sometimes they're going to come through that job, to make certain things go be harder than they normally are, and something simple that you normally do, you no matter how much of an expert you are at it, it messes up. And that's them spirits, they're gonna come through your boss, they're gonna come through your family, they're gonna come through your woman, they're gonna come just thoughts in your mind. It's gonna be certain things that's gonna bug you and bother you, physically in the body, ailments and things of that nature. Them spirits are activated now because this truth is hitting these devils so hard, and they know that their kingdom is falling, so this is the only solution that they got. The only solution that they have is to plague us, and mess with us, and cause us, to cause us discomfort, spiritual discomfort, and that's one of the things, besides this bad food in the air that has our health messed up, but also the stress, being constantly bombarded by these demons, being constantly in this society, brings nothing but stress, and the body breaks down. Like in the movie Godfather, the bishop or the archbishop or whatever the hell he was told Michael, he says the mind worries and the body suffers for it. And it's true. A lot of diseases are brought on by stress too, outside of diet and everything else. But anyway, just going to get into a couple of precepts, and close the lesson out, because, pretty much it's nothing, still what I'm looking for, mythical about it. It's just them demons in the fourth dimension that we can't see fucking with us, in this dimension, because they have that power to do so. And we're going to get to a few precepts. Salak here. All right, so now, first one I'm going to go to is the book of Job, the 2nd chapter, and the 1st verse. It says, again, boy, oh boy. It says, again, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord, which this is showing you that the angels in the heavens and Satan himself are all sons of the Most High. If you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And what do you think he was doing when he was walking up and down and going to and fro in the earth? He was causing havoc and mischief because that's what the Lord gave him to do. The Lord gave Satan and the demons on the left-hand side the ability to wreak havoc, to do devastating things on the earth. That's their job. You have a perfect balance on both sides. It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. See? And sometimes this happens, like the Lord will allow these spirits to do certain things just to test our character and our mettle to see what we're gonna do. And like I said, sometimes we pass with flying colors, and sometimes we lose. It's just a battle between the spirit and the flesh, and it's gonna be like that till the Lord comes back, because we're not perfect. This is why the Apostle Paul said, that when I go off, it's not me that doeth it, but sin that dwelleth in me. Because we want to do the right thing, but being that we are battling this flesh, there's going to be times when we go off. It's just like since we're battling this flesh, there's going to be certain times we're going to win and certain times we're going to lose. And that's just the bottom line. It says, and Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So basically what the Lord did was he pulled the hedge away from Job that he had around him, and allowed Satan to plague him, just to prove a point to Satan. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes the Lord will pull that hedge away a little bit just to see what we're going to do, And it comes through all different forms, and brothers that have women, them demons jump on your woman. Why? Because she is the weaker vessel. And them demons play on weakness. The demons don't go to battle you on your strengths. They battle you on your weaknesses, on our weaknesses. Because if the demons know we're strong at one thing, they're not going to attack us in that area. They're going to come to us, through our weakness. And these women, which are our glory, they are really the weakness of Jake. That's one of the main weaknesses of Jake. And that's why them demons will jump on them. They'll flip out. They'll make your life a fucking living hell. Hey, but the Apostle Paul said that. Such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. And knowing these things, we should have the ammunition to fight these things with the scriptures, the things that we've learned, And that's where application comes in, to play. Sometimes you need counsel, because, sometimes as men, we tend to lean on our emotions, and then later lean on logic, lean on the scriptures, lean on, the things that are spiritual, and it happens, but then quickly the spirit kicks in. But then sometimes you need counsel. You need to talk to a brother, find out, just to give him, what you're going through, your situation you're going through, so he can give you some comforting words, But overall, it's a battle that we have to fight on our own. And the bottom line is, the closer we get to the end, the worse it's going to get, It's going to get hard. It's going to get rough. But the scriptures say that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. Revelation 12:12. Therefore, rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. That's dealing with the spiritual demon Satan and also the physical demon Satan, which really is dealing with the physical demon Satan, which is Esau. But they're fueled by the spiritual demon Satan, which uses them to do certain things to us, to mess with us. Whether it be Esau, whether it be the police, whether it be whoever it is. But mainly that woman. And this is why, we shun You know, I mean, not all brothers, but, you know, I speak for myself. I shun women that claim that they're in the truth. I shun them, you know. I don't want nothing to do with them, you know. Nothing against the sisters that are really trying and fighting and striving for this truth, you know, to make it to the end. But me personally, I shun them because I've had experiences with women that claim that they're in the truth and they're full of shit. You know, and like I said, that's not to take anything away from you sisters that are really sincere, that are really trying your hardest, the best that you can. But it's just me personally, myself personally, I shun women that claim that they're in the truth because of my experiences, you know, and that's just the bottom line. Now, when all hell breaks loose and the Lord, you know, sets it up to where we get women that believe, you know, then so be it. But for the time being, I don't want anything to do with a woman that claims that she believes in the Lord. Because through my experiences and experiences of other brothers that had women that so-called believe, they pretty much were all full of shit, you know. And like I said, this is not throwing shade on you sisters that believe and that, you know, that are fighting, you know, for your salvation. You know, keep on doing what you're doing. You know, this is in no means a way of making you feel bad, you know, or discouraging you from working for your salvation. This is just my personal feelings on it, you know. And then it's gonna come through, and like I said, it's gonna these tribulations and trials are gonna come in many different ways, but it's gonna especially come through that woman, you know. And sometimes the women that say they believe, they be the ones that give you the hardest way to go. Sometimes, in some cases. So now the last scripture I have is in the book of Ephesians, the 6th chapter, unless the Spirit, you know, gives me other precepts to go to. And this is why they hate Great Millstone so much, because, you know, we're just honest. You know, we just tell it like it is. We're honest. We're upfront. You know, we don't try to lead people astray. You know, we don't try to tell them things that they want to hear just to make them feel good. We tell you the straight up truth, you know, and that way, when reality really hits you in the face, then you could say, well, you know what? At least I was told the truth and I wasn't lied to, you know. And this is what we believe in. We believe in just being straightforward. And for that, we suffer hatred for it. But that's all right, because we understand that we're in the right shoes. We're on the right path. You know, we are suffering like our Lord Yahushua suffered for telling the truth. And that's a beautiful thing, you know. So the last precept I have is Ephesians, the 6th chapter and the 10th verse. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. So what is the power of the might of the Lord? The power of the might of the Lord is in these scriptures, in this word. Because this is what protects us. This is what keeps us. This is what keeps us balanced. This is what keeps us stable. Even at times when you feel like all jittery and, you know, and feel like your life is coming apart, you know, it feels like you're about to have a nervous breakdown. You know, these words are comforting, and the brotherhood is comforting, you know, because sometimes, you know, being in the flesh, you know, you tend to, you know, to get in that mode of that depressed mode, you know, not depeche mode, depressed mode, you know. And sometimes just the countenance of a brother, or the words of a brother, comfort our spirit, you know. But ultimately, it's the truth that comforts us, you know. And this is the only thing that makes sense in this world, the only thing that keeps us sane. Because really, we should be bugged out, insane, you know. The type of shit that you're subjected to in the truth is enough to drive anyone insane or deranged. So it has to be the power, a higher power, you know, the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that constantly guides us and keeps our minds intact and keeps our minds from not bugging out completely like these people in the world. See, and these people in the world don't have the hope that we have, you know, until they come into the truth. And this is what keeps us stable, you know. So that's why, you know, we have to be focused and holding on to the strength of the Lord. And whenever we speak the things that are written in the scriptures, that we might be justified when we are judged and overcome, you know. And then that way, what we're saying that's in the scriptures is our justification. And when the time comes, that's what the scriptures say. And then shall they know that a prophet has been among them. It says, for we, now listen good, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Because if we wrestled against flesh and blood, if it was a physical battle that we had to fight, it's either two outcomes. Either we're going to win or we're going to lose. Either we're going to get bruised or we're going to do the bruising. But at the end of the day, someone's going to win that fight, someone's going to lose that fight. But with the spiritual battle, there's no one you could actually take your frustration out on. You know, there's no one that you could actually lay hands on, you know, to take your frustration out. Because it's a thing of, it's an unfair fight sometimes. Because it's like spirits that we can't see that are constantly fucking with us. That are jumping on this person and jumping on that person and pushing buttons. Making somebody do some stupid, erratic shit on the road. You know, that you know was just some stupid shit, but that was them demons that jumped on them. But being in the flesh, your first reaction, you dumb mother, you know. But then when you catch yourself, say, well, that's just some spirits just trying to get under my skin, which they got me that time, you know. You see? So it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Now, when you look up this word principalities, let me see what I could find here in this offline concordance. See what happens. Let me just bring the let's see, we're going to the book of Ephesians 6, and what is that, 11? Nope, 12. Let's look up that word, principalities. Let's see what it comes up as. Arche, right? Arche, which is like the top ruler. It says a commencement or concrete, chief, and various applications of order, time, place, or rank. Beginning corner at the first estate, magistrate, power, principality, principal, rule. So we're fighting the top demons of Satan on the left-hand side. They, you know, those left-hand side demons are fighting against us, the top heavyweight contenders of this world, because the lower level demons are on these people, you know, because they don't need much persuasion, but the men of the Lord have them heavyweight contender wearing all kind of belts, you know, demons fucking with us. I'm talking about all the brothers from the apostles all the way down, you know, all the brothers that are teaching this word. We have those heavyweight demons fucking with us, and they know exactly what counter, pull to move, when to duck, when to move back, when to throw body shots, spiritually that is, you know, and they know exactly what to do, you know, so it's like an unfair fight. It's just like if you're blindfolded and you don't know how to fight blindfolded, and you got somebody that's an expert fighter, but you blindfolded, and they excuse my language, they constantly fucking you up, you know, hitting you from all different kind of angles, and you can't defend yourself because you can't see them. And that's what it's like. That's what it's comparable to. These demons fucking with us is like being in a fight blindfolded and getting your ass whooped from all angles. And not just one, a host, maybe 10 people just fucking your ass up while you blindfolded. So that's how it feels like sometimes, you know? So this is why, you know, it's so important to apply these scriptures, you know, when these things happen. Because they're coming, they're happening. It ain't a matter of, well, I hope not. No, it's already here, it's coming. You know, so we have to arm ourselves with these scriptures and fight just like Yahweh Shai fought Satan off with the scriptures. All right? So that we read the principalities, it says, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we fighting spiritual wickedness in high places, and plus the rulers of the darkness of this world are who? The so-called Illuminati. And what do they have? They have a priesthood on the left-hand side, which consists of witches, warlocks, demons, you know, priests and priestesses on the left-hand side that are constantly sending up Latin incantations, you know, and curses upon us. And that's why we got to throw them curses back up against them, you know. So it's a constant battle between good and evil on the earth right now. until Yahushua comes back and sets everything back in its proper order. You see? And so it says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High. What is the whole armor of the Most High? Meaning this whole Bible. This is why the Lord told Ezekiel to eat the roll. So you have to eat the whole roll. Salaki, brothers. You have to eat the whole roll. You have to eat the bitter with the sweet. Because if you have a physical diet of just cupcakes and cookies and mashed potatoes and mac and cheese and fried foods, what you think is going to happen to your body? It's going to get sick if you don't have the bitters, the sours, you know, the herbs, you know, and different vitamins, minerals, you know, that you need to take, amino acids. The body's going to break down. It's the same thing with the spiritual body. Spiritually, we have to eat the sweet as well as the bitter. And in most cases, mostly the bitter, because the bitter is what's better for you. The bitter is better. It may not taste good, but it's better, you know? So that's why we have to have that balanced diet in the spirit, you know? So it says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High. So we have to eat the whole roll, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, because the evil day is coming. See, the evil day really isn't here. We're just going, you know, them demons right now are just pretty much slap boxing with us, you know? But wait till all hell breaks loose. Then they're really going to get nasty. But then that's when the Lord is going to turn our spirit up even more, you know, and have this knowledge to really be set in so much that they won't be able to move us, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You see? It says that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. See? And it's about fighting in this thing to stay standing. Because you have people out there that they get knocked in the head. I mean, they'll get hit with all kind of combinations, but they still stay on their feet. You know, and this is what we're striving for, that no matter what we get hit with, we can still stand on our feet. All right? It says, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and your loins meaning your mind. And this is why Yahweh told the disciples to let their loins burn before men. You know, so this oil that the Lord gave us, which is that light, is supposed to be constantly burning. You know, now we're not gonna make videos 24/7, but when the spirit hits us, you know, we have to ignite those lamps, turn on those flashlights, those spiritual flashlights, and teach. Because somewhere on the earth, whatever we teach and put on a video is going to be comforting or edifying to someone, an Israelite out there that may be a part of the elect. You know? So that's why we have to, the scriptures say, hold not thy peace day nor night. So the prophets of the Lord are not going to hold their peace. They're going to speak about these things. They're going to speak about prophecy. They're going to speak about history. They're going to speak about character building lessons. They're going to speak about things that help keep you grounded and settled. The basics, the milk, the meat, so on and so forth. It says, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. Verse 15, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Because the main thing that we're teaching is that Yahweh Shai is coming back to destroy this devil and to deliver his elect, and that he only dies for the nation of Israel. That is the gospel of peace. Because the Lord took his peace away from us, and which is the nation of Israel, which it tells you that in the book of Jeremiah, and he sent his son, Yahweh Shai, which is the Prince of Peace, to restore back peace and a good favor between Yahweh and us, Yasha Allah. And that is the ultimate gospel of peace that we preach, you know, as well as the prophecies and history and other things that pertain to the scriptures. All right. So it says, above all, taking the shield of faith, and faith is a shield, you know. And when we have faith, that faith is our shield against all these different situations that we find ourselves in, all these different thoughts that come into our mind, all the different philosophies and doctrines of these devils that are out there that are constantly destroying people. You know, it says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, because them thoughts are constantly coming and bombarding our minds. You know, you have this plantation Christianity bringing out this doctrine and that doctrine and this doctrine and that doctrine. And when you bring out scriptures and break those doctrines down, they come up with some more bullshit. So it's a constant bombardment, you know. But that's how the devil does. He doesn't play fair. You know, the devil doesn't play fair. All right. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation. See, and this is our motivation. Our motivation is salvation. You know, if you're in this thing for anything else than your salvation, then you are in the wrong thing. Because you got guys that's in this for vainglory, because they like the fame. They like, you know, being out on YouTube and being recognized and being lauded and praised. Oh, wow, did you see? And so destroys the Mormons. You see a picture of the guy like this, you know, and so devastates the Jehovah's wickedness, you know, and so mangles the Islam and the Quran. You know, that's all vainglory, man. Bullshit. So we should be in this thing for our salvation. That is the main key to this truth, is work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Anything outside of that, you're deceiving yourself. All right. It says, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. And that's why we have to speak these words, man. You know, it's very important to stay on point with these words, you know. And when you go out to especially when you're at the camp, you know, always, but especially when you're out in the camps, you know, always resort back to the scriptures, you know, because when you notice that if anything goes down at the camp, the main time it goes down in the camp is when guys are just bringing stuff out of their own mind, you know. But then when you go back to them scriptures, what happens? That shuns, you know, these demons and pushes them away. You know, you're not able to get past that, you know. And that was pretty much it. It says, and for me that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel. And pretty much that's what we do. We pray for each other, you know, to be able to push this word out, you know, to be able to embolden and encourage other brothers to do the same thing, you know. And that's the bottom line, you know. So, you know, it was just a little lesson how them spirits are active, because I know there's a whole lot of things going on, you know, among the body. You know, brothers are sick, you know, brothers are catching hell from all angles, you know, from either their jobs or their women or whatever the case is. But that's just some spirits being activated, you know, because that's their strength, that's their power, you know. And they know that their time is coming to an end. That's why even them demons that were in Legion asked the Lord, did you come to torment us before our time? Because they were given a certain amount of time to wreak havoc on the earth, you know. So with that, you know, I pray that your brothers have been edified, strengthened, comforted, you know. You know, and just don't worry. Just, you know, just apply what the scriptures say. Bottom line, you know, your brothers will be all right, or we'll be all right. All right. So with that, you know, to the next time, I say shalom.